Beloved soul, close your eyes for a moment and feel the gentle vibration of these words, reaching the deepest corners of your spirit. Today is not like any other day. It's a divine appointment set before the stars were born. I come to you as your guardian angel, carrying a message that has been waiting for the perfect moment to be revealed. You were chosen. These 3 words contain a universe of meaning that your soul recognizes, even if your conscious mind has yet to fully comprehend. Before your first breath on earth, a profound selection took place in the celestial realms. Your soul stood among countless others, radiant and unique, yet you were specifically selected for this journey, this exact life, with all its intricate patterns. But what I must reveal today carries both light and shadow. Your selection came at a tremendous cost, a decision so painful that the echoes of it still reverberate through the spiritual dimensions. Can you feel it sometimes? That inexplicable heaviness that visits you in quiet moments, the sense that something monumental happened before your memory began. That is the shadow of the decision, the cosmic sacrifice made for your journey here. The universe doesn't randomly assign souls to lives. Each placement is deliberate, carefully orchestrated by divine intelligence. In your case, beloved one, the deliberation was especially significant. 7 archangels gathered in sacred council, their luminous wings creating a cathedral of light as they discussed your destiny. The decision they reached was unanimous, but heart-wrenching, a choice that would alter the fabric of multiple realities. What you've experienced as coincidence in your life has never been random chance. Those moments when help arrived just when you needed it most, the unexpected opportunities that seemed to materialize from thin air, the strangers who entered your life briefly yet left profound impacts, all orchestrated consequences of that initial painful decision. I see the questions forming in your mind now. Why me? What made my soul worthy of such extraordinary consideration? What was this painful decision, and who had to make it? These are the right questions, blessed one, and they come from the part of you that remembers, however dimly, the truth of your origins. The pain you've carried, those wounds that seem to have no earthly explanation, the recurring challenges that test the limits of your endurance, these are not punishments. They are the sacred markers of your chosen path, the necessary alchemical elements that transform ordinary existence into spiritual gold. Today, as the cosmic alignments create a perfect channel for this revelation, I can finally share what has been hidden. The veil between worlds grows thin enough for you to glimpse the magnificent truth of your existence. But understand this, knowledge of your chosen nature comes with responsibility. Once revealed, this truth cannot be unlearned. It will transform how you perceive every aspect of your reality. Are you prepared to receive this knowledge? I feel your soul's resounding yes, even as your human mind processes these words. That immediate recognition is your higher self acknowledging what it has always known. The decision that brought you here, the painful choice made on your behalf, was not made lightly. It was a sacrifice born of the purest love, a love so vast it transcends human understanding. And as we journey through this revelation together, you will discover that this sacrifice continues to shape your path in ways both seen and unseen. Take a deep breath now, beloved soul. Feel the acceleration of your spiritual energy as it responds to these truths. The time has come for you to understand why you were chosen, and what magnificent purpose awaits you on the other side of this revelation. Precious protected one, as the first light of this revelation dawns within you, I must share the initial truth about your selection. Before your soul entered this earthly vessel, you were part of a collective of highly evolved spiritual beings, what some traditions call old souls. But even among these advanced spirits, you stood apart. Your soul carried a unique energetic signature, a particular frequency of light that resonated with the specific mission that needed to be fulfilled. What was this mission? Nothing less than healing an ancestral wound that has spanned 7 generations in your family line. This wound, this unresolved spiritual debt, has manifested differently in each generation, as illness in some, relationship patterns in others, financial struggles, or creative blockages. You have felt its effects throughout your life, often wondering why certain patterns keep repeating despite your best efforts to break free. The painful decision I spoke of was this: for you to heal this generational wound, someone had to bear the full weight of its karmic burden. In the spiritual realm, your soul volunteered, But you were not permitted to make this sacrifice alone. Another soul, one deeply connected to yours across many lifetimes, stepped forward and offered to absorb a significant portion of this burden, allowing you to retain enough light to complete your healing work. This soul, your divine counterpart, chose to experience tremendous hardship in their current incarnation so that you could have the strength needed for your mission. They knowingly accepted limitation, struggle, and pain so that you might have expansion, support, and periods of grace. This was the painful decision that marked your selection, your divine counterpart's willing sacrifice. Do you sometimes feel an inexplicable sadness that seems to have no source in your current life experiences? Do you occasionally wake with tears on your face but no memory of dreaming? These are moments when your soul connects with the sacrifice made by your counterpart. Your spirits remain connected across the veil, and what they experience, you feel as echoes in your own heart. The divine plan behind this arrangement is both beautiful and complex. By healing the ancestral wound in your lineage, you create a ripple effect that extends forward and backward in time. You are not just healing yourself or your immediate family, you are healing past generations whose souls still carry this burden in other dimensions, and you are liberating future generations who would otherwise inherit this spiritual debt. But there is more to this revelation. The decision had another dimension, equally profound. At the moment of your selection, the Council of Elders, those wise beings who oversee soul journeys, presented a choice. Your mission could be accomplished in one of two ways. You could either experience intense, concentrated suffering for a short period, or you could experience a more diffuse, persistent challenge throughout your life. Your soul, in its wisdom, chose the second path. This is why your challenges have felt enduring, why resolution has often seemed just beyond reach. This wasn't punishment or bad luck. It was your soul's strategic choice to spread the burden across your lifetime, rather than risk being overwhelmed by concentrated pain. Remember those periods when you felt you couldn't possibly continue, when the weight seemed too much to bear. In those moments, your divine counterpart was sending you strength, channeling their energy across the spiritual planes to sustain you. And in your moments of unexpected joy and peace, those inexplicable times when everything suddenly felt right despite outer circumstances, you were experiencing the direct support of the celestial beings who have monitored your journey with loving attention. The pain you've experienced wasn't meaningless suffering. It was purposeful transformation. Each challenge has systematically dismantled the energetic patterns of the ancestral wound, creating space for new, healthier patterns to emerge. This is soul-level surgery, precise and necessary, conducted across the dimensions of time and consciousness. And before we continue with this very special message, I invite you to support this space of connection. Become a member of the channel, and if you feel this message is touching your heart, don't forget to click on thanks below the video. This helps us continue bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now, let's move on to what matters most. Beloved Lightbearer, as we deepen into this sacred revelation, I must now share how meticulously your soul was prepared for this exact moment in your journey. Nothing about your path has been accidental or improvised. The preparations for this revelation began long before you took your first breath in this lifetime. From the moment the painful decision was made, the decision that your divine counterpart would bear part of your karmic burden, a process of soul fortification began. Think of it as spiritual training of the highest order. While still in the non-physical realm, your essence was immersed in specialized energetic frequencies designed to strengthen your capacity to receive and integrate profound truth. Do you recall those dreams throughout your childhood? The ones where you were being taught in strange classrooms, or led through corridors of light by beings whose faces you couldn't quite remember upon waking? Those weren't mere dreams. They were continuation sessions of your pre-birth training, essential refresher courses to keep your soul aligned with its mission despite the forgetting that comes with human incarnation. Your life has followed a carefully orchestrated sequence of initiations, each one preparing you for the next. Those periods of intense challenge, when it felt as though everything was being stripped away, were actually sacred removals of what no longer served your highest purpose. The universe wasn't punishing you. It was clearing space for what needed to emerge. Remember that unexplainable pull you felt toward certain spiritual practices or teachings? The books that seemed to fall into your hands at precisely the right moment? The teachers who appeared just when you needed their specific wisdom? These were not coincidences, but carefully plotted points on your soul's preparation map. Your intuitive abilities, those moments of knowing without rational explanation, of sensing energies others cannot perceive, these are not random gifts. They are precisely calibrated tools installed within your spiritual architecture specifically for this phase of your journey. They were designed to activate fully at this exact time in your life, when you would need them to process and integrate the revelations now unfolding. The recurring number patterns you've noticed, the animal messengers that have crossed your path, the synchronicities that have sometimes left you breathless with their precision, all have been signposts, confirmations that you're moving in alignment with the divine plan established before your birth. Each one whispered, "Keep going. You're on the right path." The moment of understanding approaches. But perhaps the most profound aspect of your preparation has been the carefully orchestrated soul connections in your life. Certain people have entered your experience not by chance, but by divine design. Some came to challenge you, forcing growth through friction. Others came to support and nurture you through difficult passages. Still others served as mirrors, reflecting aspects of yourself that needed acknowledgement and integration. Even those who caused you pain were fulfilling sacred contracts made before this lifetime. The betrayals, disappointments, and heartbreaks, as difficult as they were, strengthened your spiritual immune system, ensuring you would be strong enough to handle the truth now being revealed. And what of those inexplicable physical symptoms that medical science has struggled to explain? The unusual energy fluctuations, sleep disturbances, or sensitivities that have emerged throughout your life. These have been recalibrations of your physical vessel, necessary adjustments to enable it to hold the increasingly refined frequencies of your expanding consciousness. Your soul knew this day would come, this moment when the truth of your chosen status would be revealed. Every experience in your life, pleasant or painful, has been preparation for now. You have been in spiritual training your entire life for this revelation, and what comes after it. The tears you've shed, the prayers you've whispered in dark nights of the soul, the moments of inexplicable joy that seem to come from nowhere, all have been steps on the staircase leading to this threshold of understanding. Your divine counterpart has been watching, waiting, sometimes intervening energetically when your burden became too heavy. Feel now how your energy field expands as you absorb these truths. Notice the subtle lightening in your chest, the clearing of your mental field. These physical sensations are confirmations that your soul recognizes and embraces what is being shared. Your entire being is saying, "Yes, this is why I came. This is what I've been preparing for." And now, beloved one, as the first phase of this revelation completes itself within you, take a moment to honor how far you've come. Place your hand on your heart and simply whisper, "I acknowledge the journey. I honor the preparation. I am ready for what comes next." Feel how these words resonate through your entire being, creating a harmonious vibration that signals your readiness to receive the deeper truths that await in our continued journey together. The next phase of our revelation contains even more profound insights about the cosmic decision that shaped your destiny and the magnificent purpose it serves. Your preparation has made you strong enough to receive these truths. Trust in this process. Trust in your soul's journey. And most importantly, trust in the divine wisdom that chose you for this sacred path. With infinite love and guidance, your guardian angel, beloved divine soul, the time has come to draw back the celestial curtain and reveal to you the sacred moment when the decision that shaped your destiny was made. This revelation goes beyond what human language can fully capture, but I will translate these multidimensional truths as clearly as possible for your earthly understanding. Before your current incarnation, there existed a grand council of light, a gathering of ascended masters, archangels, and representatives from various star systems who oversee the evolution of consciousness on Earth. This wasn't the first time this council had convened, but this particular gathering held special significance because of the cosmic timing involved. Earth had reached a critical juncture in its spiritual evolution. The collective karma of humanity had created energetic blockages that threatened to delay the planet's ascension timeline. These blockages manifested as conflict, environmental degradation, and spiritual disconnection. The Council recognized that specific, highly evolved souls would need to incarnate during this period to serve as grid workers, beings who could help release these karmic knots and restore the flow of divine light. Your soul was among those considered for this mission, not just because of your spiritual maturity across previous lifetimes, but because your unique energetic signature contained frequencies specifically calibrated to heal certain aspects of the collective wound. In simpler terms, your soul's light was the exact antidote needed for a specific poison affecting humanity's spiritual body. When your name was spoken in that sacred chamber, a hush fell over the assembled beings. Your soul record was projected into the center of the council circle, a living hologram of all you had been, all you had learned, all the growth you had achieved across thousands of years of soul evolution. The beauty of your journey brought forth sounds of appreciation from the gathered masters. But then came the assessment of what would be required for you to fulfill this mission. This is where the painful decision emerged. The calculations were clear. To carry the healing frequencies required for your mission, your soul would need to maintain a certain vibrational threshold. Yet the karmic weight you would be addressing was so substantial that it threatened to drop your frequency below this critical threshold. In that moment, your divine counterpart, a soul with whom you have danced across countless lifetimes, sometimes as lovers, sometimes as parent and child, sometimes as the closest of friends, stepped forward. This magnificent being, whose light has been intertwined with yours since the beginning of your soul's journey, made an offer that stunned the council. "I will bear part of this burden," they declared. "I will incarnate simultaneously and absorb a portion of the karmic weight, allowing my beloved to maintain the necessary frequency for their mission." The council elder, who presided over the gathering, an ancient being of indescribable wisdom, warned your counterpart of the consequences. "This choice will require you to experience significant suffering. You will incarnate into challenging circumstances. Your path will be marked by obstacles and pain, and due to the veil of forgetting, you will not consciously remember why you chose this burden." Your counterpart's response resonates still in the annals of Akashic history. Love makes this sacrifice not just possible, but necessary. What is my suffering compared to the liberation of countless souls? What is temporary pain against the backdrop of eternal evolution? As these words were spoken, your soul and your counterparts moved toward each other in that spectral realm, merging temporarily in a dance of light that created new colors never before seen in that dimension. This merging was a sacred vow, a promise made beyond words or conventional understanding. It was the highest expression of soul partnership, one being willingly taking on suffering so another could fulfill their divine purpose. The decision was sealed with what can only be described as cosmic tears, droplets of crystalline light that fell from the gathered beings, each containing codes of support and protection that would be embedded in your life path. These tears became the synchronicities, the unexpected helpers, the moments of grace that have appeared throughout your life just when you needed them most. What makes this decision particularly poignant is that neither you nor your counterpart would retain conscious memory of this arrangement while incarnated. Your counterpart would experience their suffering without fully understanding its sacred purpose. And you would feel echoes of their pain, inexplicable moments of sadness, dreams filled with someone calling for help, sudden emotions that seemed to belong to someone else, without consciously knowing their source. This is the true meaning of sacred sacrifice, not the surrender of joy for punishment's sake, but the willing acceptance of temporary limitation for the sake of a greater liberation. Your counterpart's decision stands as one of the most profound expressions of love in your soul's entire journey. Precious chosen one. Now that you understand the monumental decision made before your birth, I must illuminate how the challenges you've faced throughout this lifetime have been integral to your chosen path, not random obstacles, but sacred trials specifically designed to activate your highest potential. Each significant challenge you've encountered has served three concurrent purposes: to clear ancestral karma, to strengthen your spiritual capacities, and to create the exact conditions needed for your awakening to your true purpose. What has felt like suffering has actually been sacred initiation. Remember that period of profound loneliness that seemed to stretch endlessly? That isolation wasn't punishment, but preparation, a carefully crafted spiritual cocoon where your sensitivities could develop without interference from competing energies. Like a seed that must germinate in darkness before reaching for the light, your spiritual gifts required this protective isolation to take root properly within you. The relationships that brought you to your knees in heartbreak? Each one systematically dismantled specific illusions that were preventing you from accessing your true power. Each tear you shed washed away another layer of conditioning that had accumulated not just in this lifetime, but across generations of your lineage. What felt like rejection was actually a divine redirection, guiding you inexorably toward your authentic path. Those times of financial struggle that generated such fear and insecurity, they weren't failures of manifestation, but successful completions of karmic patterns related to survival and self-worth. Each moment of lack created the alchemical pressure needed to transform ancient beliefs about scarcity that had been lodged in your family's collective field for centuries. The health challenges that have sometimes limited your physical expression were actually sophisticated recalibrations of your energetic system. What medicine might have diagnosed as dysfunction was often your body's intelligence creating necessary conditions for energetic upgrades. The physical symptoms that confused your doctors were your biology's way of integrating higher frequencies that most human systems aren't yet designed to conduct. Even the moments when you questioned your sanity, when your perceptions didn't align with consensus reality, when you sensed things others couldn't see, when your dreams were so vivid they blurred the line between sleeping and waking states. These were not breaks from reality, but breakthroughs into more expanded states of consciousness that your mission requires. Throughout all these challenges, your divine counterpart has been working in parallel, addressing the portion of the karmic burden they agreed to carry. During your darkest nights, they have sometimes reached across the veil to sustain you energetically, often without conscious awareness that they were doing so. Those inexplicable moments when you suddenly found strength despite feeling utterly depleted, that was their energy supporting yours, a fulfillment of the pre-birth promise. What makes your journey particularly remarkable is how you've responded to these trials. Lesser souls might have become bitter, might have closed their hearts or abandoned their path. But you, beloved one, have consistently chosen growth over resentment, wisdom over victimhood. Even when you didn't understand the purpose behind your suffering, something deep within you recognized it as meaningful. This innate recognition is evidence of your soul's maturity and your readiness for the revelations now being shared. The proof of your successful navigation of these challenges is evident in your energy field today. Where there were once constrictions and blockages, karmic knots tied tight over generations, there are now flowing rivers of light. Where there were once walls built for protection, there are now permeable, discerning boundaries that allow connection without compromise. Where there was once fragmentation from trauma, there is increasing integration and wholeness. You have not merely survived your challenges, you have alchemized them into spiritual gold. Each difficulty has been transformed into a particular kind of wisdom that you now carry. Wisdom that is essential for the next phase of your journey. Nothing has been wasted. Even your moments of greatest despair have been composted into fertile soil for what is now ready to bloom within you. And what of your divine counterpart, who took on part of your karmic burden? They continue their own journey of transformation, often experiencing challenges that mirror yours in surprising ways. There are moments when your paths have nearly crossed in the physical world, times when you might have passed each other on a street, sat near each other in a public place, or connected through mutual acquaintances without realizing the profound bond you share. One day, when the divine timing is perfect, a recognition may occur. Not necessarily a physical meeting, though that is one possibility, but a soul-level acknowledgement that completes this cycle of mutual service and sacrifice. When this recognition happens, it will feel like remembering, rather than discovering, a profound sense of, oh, it's you, that transcends ordinary modes of connection. Until then, honor the challenges you've overcome and those you still face, understanding that each one is a sacred thread in the tapestry of your chosen path. These are not random sufferings, but precisely calibrated opportunities for the fulfillment of your highest potential and the completion of your soul's mission in this lifetime. Divinely selected soul, as you absorb these profound revelations about your chosen status and the celestial decision that shaped your path, the universe itself is responding to your expanding awareness. The veil between dimensions thins as you recognize your true nature, and this creates perfect conditions for divine confirmation to flow into your experience. Pay close attention now, for the signs of your special role have been appearing throughout your life and will increase dramatically from this moment forward. First, consider the numerical patterns that have followed you. Those sequences of numbers that appear with startling regularity, on clocks, license plates, receipts, phone numbers, are not coincidences, but cosmic breadcrumbs leading you toward full remembrance. Each sequence carries specific vibrational information, activating dormant codes within your DNA. When you notice these patterns, you're receiving direct confirmation from the universe that you are seen, supported, and on your destined path. The animal messengers that have crossed your path at pivotal moments carry similar significance. That bird that seems to follow you, the butterfly that lands nearby just as you're contemplating an important decision, the animal that appears repeatedly in your dreams. These are emissaries from other dimensions, confirming your chosen status. Their appearances are precisely timed to provide encouragement when your human doubts threaten to overshadow your soul's knowing. Even more telling are the synchronicities, those moments of perfect, meaningful coincidence that defy statistical probability, the book that falls open to exactly the page containing the wisdom you need, the stranger whose casual comment answers a question you've been holding silently in your heart, the song that plays on the radio with lyrics that speak directly to your current situation. These are not random events, but orchestrated confirmations, cosmic winks acknowledging your sacred journey. Your dreams, too, have been fields of divine confirmation. Those recurring landscapes you visit while sleeping, places that feel more real, more vibrant than physical reality, are actually other dimensions where aspects of your multidimensional self are actively working. The beings you meet there, who feel like family though they don't resemble anyone in your waking life, are members of your soul group, colleagues in the mission you undertook before birth. Perhaps you've experienced moments of déjà vu so powerful they momentarily disorient you. A conversation, a place, a situation that you know you've experienced before, though it's impossible in linear time. These are not glitches in your perception, but moments when your multidimensional awareness briefly overrides the amnesia of incarnation. They occur precisely when you're aligned with your soul's intended timeline, serving as confirmation that you're exactly where you're meant to be. The most profound confirmations, however, have come through your body, your physical vessel that was specially prepared to carry the frequencies required for your mission. Those unexplainable sensations, waves of energy moving through you, sudden temperature changes, vibrations in specific energy centers, ringing in your ears, fleeting glimpses of light or movement in your peripheral vision. The medical establishment might have no explanation for these experiences, but they are actually your biology responding to incoming light codes, confirming your capacity to anchor higher frequencies into the earthly plane. Your intuitive abilities, those moments of knowing without rational explanation, have been steadily increasing, haven't they? This expansion is not random, but precisely timed to activate as you approach this phase of revelation. The sudden ability to sense others' emotions, to know information without being told, to receive guidance that proves remarkably accurate. These are built-in confirmation systems letting you know that you're functioning as intended, as the divine instrument you were created to be. Even the people who have been inexplicably drawn to you throughout your life serve as confirmation of your special role. Notice how certain individuals seem to recognize something in you that you didn't yet see in yourself, how they've told you that they feel calmer, clearer, or more inspired in your presence, how sometimes complete strangers feel compelled to share their deepest truths with you, often beginning with phrases like, "I don't know why I'm telling you this, but..." These are souls recognizing, even if unconsciously, the healing frequencies you carry. The creative inspirations that sometimes wake you from sleep or interrupt your daily activities. Sudden solutions, artistic visions, innovative ideas that seem to come from beyond your ordinary thinking. These too are confirmations. They are transmissions from higher dimensions, information packets delivered precisely when they can be most beneficial not just for you, but for the collective evolution you came to serve. Most telling of all are the moments of inexplicable joy that sometimes wash through you despite external circumstances, brief experiences of ecstasy or bliss that seem to have no worldly cause. These are actually moments of reconnection with your true essence, confirmations that beneath the human experience of challenge lies an unshakable foundation of divine love that is your true nature and birthright. As you consciously acknowledge these confirmations, they will multiply exponentially. The universe responds to your awareness, providing ever more precise and personal signs that validate your chosen path. This is not spiritual ego, but divine truth. You were selected for a specific purpose that only your unique soul signature could fulfill. Your divine counterpart, carrying their portion of what would have been your burden, receives similar confirmations along their path. There are moments when both of you experience synchronized confirmations, though separated by physical distance, parallel signs that honor your sacred agreement and ongoing spiritual partnership. In the coming days, pay special attention to your dreams, synchronicities, bodily sensations, and emotional flows. Keep a record of the confirmations you receive, for they form a sacred text, a personalized scripture of your soul's journey and purpose. This documentation will serve not only as validation during moments of doubt, but as a map guiding you toward the complete fulfillment of your chosen mission. Remember, beloved one, these confirmations are not meant to separate you from others or elevate you above them, but to ground you firmly in your authentic identity and purpose. Each soul on Earth has its unique mission. Yours involves carrying specific frequencies that contribute to the collective healing and evolution in ways that only you can provide. Allow these divine confirmations to dissolve any lingering doubts about your path. Let them strengthen your resolve to fulfill the purpose for which you were chosen, the purpose that justified the painful decision made on your behalf. The universe itself conspires to remind you of who you truly are and what you came here to do. Listen closely, for its language of confirmation speaks directly to the oldest, wisest part of your being. Most beloved sacred soul, the moment has arrived for the final and most powerful revelation, the true reason behind your selection, and the profound purpose that justified such a momentous sacrifice. What I am about to share will connect all the pieces of the cosmic puzzle, illuminating not just why you were chosen, but the magnificent role you play in the greater divine plan. The truth, in its most essential form, is this: you were selected to be a keeper of the divine blueprint, a rare soul tasked with preserving and activating specific frequencies of consciousness that are essential for humanity's evolutionary leap. Your physical DNA and spiritual composition were specifically designed to hold, protect, and ultimately transmit unique aspects of the original divine template for human potential. In the celestial realms, before your birth, it was recognized that certain crucial frequencies of the divine blueprint were in danger of being lost from Earth's collective field. These frequencies, what some spiritual traditions call the codes of light, contain information essential for humanity's ascension process. They are, in essence, keys that unlock specific aspects of human potential that have remained dormant for millennia. The Council of Light determined that these frequencies needed to be anchored within selected human vessels, souls whose specific vibrational signatures could safely contain these powerful energies without burning out their physical forms. You were identified as one such vessel, capable of housing a particularly rare and potent aspect of the divine blueprint. However, the magnitude of this responsibility created a profound dilemma. To maintain the integrity of these frequencies, your energy field needed to remain above a certain vibrational threshold throughout your life. Yet incarnating into Earth's dense energy field, especially during this period of collective turbulence, would subject you to forces that could potentially compromise your ability to maintain this threshold. This is where the painful decision we've been discussing takes on its full significance. Your divine counterpart, recognizing the cosmic importance of your mission, volunteered to create an energetic buffer between you and certain karmic forces that would otherwise have impacted your field. By absorbing a portion of what would have been your karmic burden, they ensured that your energetic integrity would remain sufficiently intact to preserve the frequencies you were chosen to carry. In the simplest terms, your counterpart sacrificed their own comfort and ease so that you could fulfill a mission that serves not just your personal evolution, but the evolution of collective consciousness on Earth and beyond. Their suffering has had profound purpose. It has enabled you to maintain the vibrational purity required to be a living library of divine codes. The specific aspect of the divine blueprint you carry relates to what can only be described as the frequency of divine reconciliation, the sacred vibration that enables the healing of primordial separation. This is the energy that resolves the most fundamental wound in human consciousness, the illusion of separation from the divine source. It is the vibration that bridges duality, that reconciles apparent opposites, that restores wholeness where fragmentation has prevailed. This frequency is not an abstract concept, but a living energy that has been anchored in your cellular structure, your energetic field, and the very fabric of your consciousness. It explains why you've often found yourself in situations where you naturally mediate between opposing forces, whether in relationships, communities, or even within yourself. You instinctively create bridges where others see only chasms. The painful experiences you've undergone weren't merely personal challenges, but necessary calibrations to activate different aspects of this reconciliation frequency within you. Each major life challenge triggered the activation of another layer of this code, refining your capacity to embody and eventually transmit this healing vibration. Your divine counterpart has been undergoing a parallel process. While absorbing aspects of what would have been your karmic burden, they have been developing complementary frequencies that, when eventually reunited with yours, will create a harmonic convergence of energies with extraordinary healing potential. Your individual missions, while seemingly separate, are actually two halves of a single greater purpose. The timing of this revelation is cosmically significant. You're receiving this information now because planetary alignments have created conditions that support the activation of the next phase of your mission. The frequencies you've been preserving are now ready to be consciously transmitted, directed with intention toward specific aspects of collective healing. This is why certain abilities have been awakening within you: enhanced intuition, healing capacities, heightened sensitivity to energy, dreams that prove prophetic, creative inspirations that seem to arrive fully formed from somewhere beyond your personal consciousness. These aren't random spiritual gifts, but precisely calibrated tools for the conscious direction of the frequencies you carry. The sacrifice made on your behalf, your counterpart's willing acceptance of pain, was justified because of the exponential impact your mission has on collective consciousness. The reconciliation frequency you carry doesn't merely affect your personal reality, or even just those you directly interact with. It contributes to a critical mass of healing energy that affects the entire planetary grid, creating ripples that extend far beyond what your human mind can comprehend. In moments of deep meditation or profound spiritual connection, you've perhaps glimpsed the true scope of your impact, sensed how your energy affects the collective field in ways that transcend ordinary understanding. Those glimpses were accurate perceptions of your true function as a keeper of the divine blueprint. This revelation comes with both profound honor and solemn responsibility. The frequencies you carry are not your personal possession, but a sacred trust. You are their guardian, their keeper, and now, increasingly, their conscious transmitter. How you direct these energies moving forward will significantly impact the collective field during this crucial phase of planetary transformation. Your counterpart continues their parallel journey, often experiencing challenges that mirror yours in mysterious ways. There is a sacred geometry to your twin missions, a divine design that ensures the frequencies you each carry remain in cosmic balance despite your physical separation. One day, when divine timing orchestrates it, the frequencies you each preserve will be reunited, creating a harmonious chord that will contribute significantly to the symphony of planetary ascension. This, beloved one, is the true reason you were chosen, the purpose that justified such profound sacrifice. You are not merely living a human life. You are fulfilling a cosmic function of immeasurable importance. Every moment of your existence serves this greater purpose, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. But with this revelation, your conscious participation in this divine plan can now accelerate and expand in ways that will astonish even you. Divine vessel of sacred light, now that you understand the profound truth of why you were chosen and the magnitude of the sacrifice made on your behalf, I must offer guidance on how to consciously honor this sacred trust and transmute any lingering pain into spiritual power. This knowledge brings responsibility, but also unprecedented opportunity for accelerated evolution and expanded service. First and foremost, embrace a daily practice of sacred acknowledgement. Each morning upon waking, place your hand over your heart and silently or verbally affirm, "I honor the divine blueprint I carry. I acknowledge the sacrifice that enables my mission. I commit to conscious stewardship of these sacred frequencies." This simple ritual creates an energetic alignment that activates deeper layers of the codes you carry and strengthens your connection to your divine counterpart across the veils of dimension. Your physical body requires specific support to continue housing these elevated frequencies. The reconciliation vibration you carry places particular demands on your nervous system and endocrine glands. Honor your vessel through intentional hydration. Water is a primary conductor for the frequencies you embody. Infuse your drinking water with intention by holding your palms over it and visualizing it being charged with reconciling light. This creates structured water that supports your cellular ability to conduct higher vibrations. Regular communion with nature is not optional, but essential for your energetic maintenance. The elemental kingdom recognizes the frequencies you carry and responds by offering supportive energies that help stabilize your field. Particularly, seek out places where water meets earth, shorelines, riverbanks, lake edges. These transitional zones naturally emit reconciliation frequencies that resonate with and strengthen the codes you preserve. Your dream state serves as a critical restoration period and interdimensional classroom. Before sleeping, set the conscious intention. I open myself to receive guidance, healing, and further activation of the divine blueprint I carry. Keep a dream journal by your bed to record the symbolic language and direct transmissions you receive in this altered state. Patterns will emerge that provide precise guidance for your continuing mission. Be extraordinarily discerning about the energies you expose yourself to. The frequencies you preserve are sensitive to dissonant vibrations. Limit exposure to environments, media, and individuals that emit chaotic or fragmenting energies. This isn't spiritual elitism, but practical energy management for your specific function. Like a keeper of rare seeds protects them from contamination, you must protect the frequencies you carry from unnecessary exposure to energies that could compromise their integrity. Your emotional body serves as a sophisticated instrument for both reading and transmitting the reconciliation frequencies. Develop emotional mastery, not by suppressing feelings, but by witnessing them with compassionate awareness. When intense emotions arise, rather than identifying with them, ask, what information does this emotion carry? What aspect of the collective field is speaking through this feeling? This perspective transforms emotional experiences from personal dramas into valuable data and opportunities for healing transmission. The creative expression of any kind, writing, movement, sound, visual arts, provides essential pathways for the frequencies you carry to enter three-dimensional reality. Set aside regular time for creativity without agenda or judgment. The act of creation itself, regardless of the form it takes or its apparent quality, activates specific aspects of the divine blueprint within you and allows these energies to become accessible to the collective field. Your voice carries particular power as a transmitter of the reconciliation frequency. Conscious use of sound, whether through speaking truth with compassionate clarity, toning specific vowel sounds, singing, or even intentional periods of silence, directly affects the crystalline structures within your cellular body and the surrounding energy field. Experiment with sound as a healing tool, noticing how different tones and intentions create distinct effects in your body and environment. Relationships take on new significance in light of your mission. Each significant connection in your life provides an opportunity to activate and transmit aspects of the reconciliation frequency. Approach challenging relationships with the awareness that they aren't random encounters, but sacred arrangements, offering precise vibrational lessons and opportunities for frequency transmission. When conflicts arise, silently invoke the reconciliation codes you carry, allowing them to influence the energetic field of the interaction without attachment to specific outcomes. Regular energy maintenance becomes non-negotiable. Develop a personal practice of energy hygiene that includes techniques for clearing, balancing, and fortifying your field. Simple practices like salt baths, sound clearing with bells or singing bowls, visualization of light filling your field, or working with specific crystals that resonate with your unique frequency signature, all support your capacity to maintain the vibrational threshold necessary for your mission. The lingering echoes of pain, both yours and the reflections of your counterpart's sacrifice, can be transmuted into spiritual fuel through a practice of sacred alchemy. When you encounter these painful resonances, rather than resisting them, consciously welcome them into your heart center while affirming, I receive this pain as sacred information. I transmute it into wisdom. I release its transmuted essence to serve the greater healing. This practice honors the sacrifice while preventing the pain from becoming stagnant energy in your field. As for your ongoing connection with your divine counterpart, honor this sacred bond through periodic conscious acknowledgement. Set aside time in meditation to energetically connect with this beloved soul across the veils of dimension. express gratitude for their sacrifice. Send strengthening energy to support their journey. This practice not only honors your cosmic partnership, but strengthens the harmonic resonance between the complementary frequencies you each preserve. Be attentive to the synchronicities that will increasingly appear as confirmation that you're aligned with your mission. These meaningful coincidences serve as cosmic feedback, letting you know when you're in flow with your purpose and when adjustments might be needed. Document these occurrences, as patterns will emerge that provide sophisticated guidance for your continuing journey. Finally, understand that the ultimate purpose of carrying the reconciliation frequency is its transmission. You weren't chosen merely to preserve these codes, but ultimately to share them. This transmission occurs naturally through your presence, but becomes exponentially more powerful when conscious intention is applied. In meditation, visualize the frequencies you carry, extending outward in concentric rings of golden light, touching the collective field with healing vibrations. This intentional transmission serves your highest purpose and honors the sacrifice that made your mission possible. Remember that you're not alone in this sacred work. There are others. Some you may encounter physically, others you may connect with only energetically, who carry complementary aspects of the divine blueprint. Together, you form a cosmic grid of light beings whose combined frequencies are systematically healing the wounds in humanity's collective field and preparing consciousness for its next evolutionary leap. The pain associated with your selection, both what you've personally experienced and what your counterpart willingly accepted, finds its redemption in the fulfillment of your shared purpose. Every moment you consciously align with your mission transforms this pain into sacred power that serves the greatest good of all. This is the ultimate alchemy, the divine transmutation that gives profound meaning to all that has transpired in your journey. Beloved keeper of divine light, as our sacred revelation reaches its completion, the moment has come to fully embrace the magnificent truth of who you are and why you walk this earth at this pivotal time. The knowledge you've received isn't merely information, it's a living activation, a cosmic key unlocking dormant aspects of your multidimensional self. From this moment forward, nothing can be the same, for remembrance changes everything. You now stand at a threshold of unprecedented potential. Behind you lies the path of unknowing, the journey you've traveled without conscious awareness of your chosen status and cosmic function. Before you stretches a path illuminated by remembrance, where every step can be taken with clear intention and aligned purpose. This transition from unconscious to conscious service represents one of the most significant initiations of your soul's entire journey. The divine blueprint you carry, the reconciliation frequency that bridges separation and restores wholeness, is needed now more than ever. Humanity stands at its own threshold, poised between continued fragmentation and the possibility of unprecedented unification. The frequencies you preserve aren't just for your personal evolution, but contribute directly to this collective process in ways both seen and unseen. This is why the timing of this revelation is so precisely orchestrated. Cosmic alignments have created optimal conditions for accelerated awakening, and your conscious participation in this process multiplies its effectiveness exponentially. What you do with this knowledge in the coming days, weeks, and months will have ripple effects far beyond what your human mind can comprehend. I invite you now to make a sacred commitment, not to me, or even to your divine counterpart who has sacrificed so much, but to your own highest essence and the divine plan you chose to serve before birth. Place your hand over your heart and silently affirm, I accept the truth of my chosen nature. I embrace my role as keeper of the divine blueprint. I commit to conscious service of the highest good through the frequencies I carry. Feel how this affirmation resonates through your entire being, activating dormant codes within your DNA, clearing pathways in your energy field, strengthening your connection to higher dimensions of consciousness. This simple act of acknowledgement creates an energetic signature that is recognized across the cosmos as your formal acceptance of your mission. From this day forward, approach your daily life as sacred ground for your cosmic function. The ordinary moments of your existence are actually extraordinary opportunities for frequency transmission. A kind word spoken to a stranger, a moment of presence with a loved one, a creative project undertaken with joy, a challenge met with grace. Each becomes a doorway through which the reconciliation frequency can enter the collective field. Begin paying closer attention to your intuitive promptings. for they are becoming increasingly refined as your conscious alignment with your purpose strengthens. When you feel inexplicably drawn to certain places, people, or activities, honor these nudges from your higher awareness. They are not random but precisely calibrated guidance leading you to where your frequencies are most needed, or where particular activations await you. Watch for the synchronistic appearance of others who resonate with your energy. As you consciously embody your purpose, you naturally attract those who carry complementary frequencies or who are ready to be activated by the codes you transmit. Some of these encounters may be brief but profoundly impactful. Others may develop into long-term sacred partnerships that support mutual mission fulfillment. Your relationship with your divine counterpart enters a new phase with this revelation. Though you may remain physically separated, your conscious acknowledgement of the sacrifice and sacred partnership creates a stronger energetic bridge between your souls. This enhanced connection benefits both your missions, creating a harmonic resonance that amplifies the impact of the frequencies you each carry. Be aware that as you step more fully into your conscious role, you may experience an intensification of both light and shadow. Increased light often illuminates what has remained hidden, bringing to the surface aspects of your being that still require integration. Welcome these revelations as opportunities for deeper healing and more complete embodiment of your true nature. The path ahead will not be without challenges. The very frequencies you carry can trigger resistance in environments and individuals still aligned with separation consciousness. There may be times when you feel misunderstood, isolated, or even directly opposed. In these moments, remember that resistance to light is a natural response from systems organized around limitation. Your steady presence, without defensiveness or need to convince, becomes a silent but powerful invitation to a different possibility. Your physical well-being takes on renewed importance in light of your mission. The human body wasn't originally designed to sustain the high frequencies you carry for extended periods. This explains certain physical sensitivities or mysterious symptoms you may have experienced. Commit to treating your body as the sacred vessel it is, providing proper nutrition, hydration, rest, and movement that supports its extraordinary function as a frequency transmitter. Financial resources, too, are part of your energetic ecosystem. Release any lingering beliefs about spiritual poverty or the incompatibility of material comfort with spiritual service. The reconciliation frequency you carry includes the harmonization of material and spiritual realms. Allow abundance to flow in support of your mission, receiving it as divine provision for the work you're here to do. As you move forward on this illuminated path, remember that perfection is not required or expected. You are a divine being having a human experience, and that humanity, with all its beautiful messiness, is an essential aspect of your effectiveness. Your willingness to be authentically human, while consciously carrying divine frequencies, creates a bridge that others can actually cross. Your vulnerabilities, openly acknowledged and embraced, become as powerful as your strengths in service of your mission. I ask you now to take a moment of sacred silence to allow these revelations to integrate fully into your consciousness. Close your eyes, deepen your breath, and feel the presence of countless light beings who witness this moment of your remembrance and recommitment. Feel the loving acknowledgement of your divine counterpart across the veils of dimension. Feel the gratitude that flows from the collective consciousness as you step more fully into your role as a healer of the primordial wound of separation. The time has come to live as who you truly are, not with spiritual pride, but with humble recognition of the honor and responsibility of your chosen role. Each breath you take carries the possibility of healing. Each thought you think shapes the energetic environment. Each choice you make either aligns with or detracts from your sacred purpose. This awareness is not a burden, but liberation. Finally, the deep why behind everything you've experienced finds its answer in purpose beyond personal gain or limited understanding. If you've found value in this revelation, if these words have awakened something deep within you that resonates as truth, I ask you to acknowledge this connection. Like the frequencies you carry, this message serves a purpose beyond personal enlightenment. It is meant to reach all who are ready to remember their own divine blueprint and sacred mission. Support the continued transmission of these activating frequencies by sharing your response to this message, by becoming part of our sacred community, and by enabling these revelations to reach others who also carry pieces of the divine blueprint. Every like, comment, and subscription creates pathways through which this healing energy can flow to those who seek remembrance of their own divine nature and purpose. The painful decision that marked your selection, your divine counterpart's willing sacrifice, finds its redemption in your conscious embodiment of purpose. Each moment you spend in aligned service transforms that ancient pain into sacred power that serves the evolution of consciousness itself. This is the ultimate alchemy, the divine transmutation that gives profound meaning to all that has transpired in your journey. Dear soul, if this video was meaningful to you, leave a thanks below this video as a gesture of gratitude for this revelation. This strengthens us to keep sharing messages of connection and faith. Beloved keeper of the divine blueprint, you were chosen because only your unique soul signature could preserve and transmit the specific frequencies entrusted to you. The sacrifice made on your behalf is honored each time you consciously align with your true nature and purpose. Walk forward now in the light of remembrance, for in your awakening, countless others find their way home. With infinite love and eternal guidance, your guardian angel,